the sunshine on the broken. Let the summer come again. Let the heat.
So I want to give you guys an idea of what my patio or front porch area looks like before. I did have this all decorated for fall and Christmas. I actually have a star I still need to take care of, and a few berries. That's the last remnants of anything holiday related. And there's lots of dust and just tidying up I want to do. I had our cushions inside because we did have some rain and some pretty bad winds. And I did start to do some gardening with my succulents already. I just got this planter at Ross and popped it inside of another planter and started some of my little cuttings growing. So that'll be really nice once those start to grow and fill out. Now, we do have a sliding glass door onto this area, and it's really pretty. It's a nice area. We have a sunshade and some lights that come on every evening. What I would like to do right here by our front door is create my own baker's rack. I don't want to own a baker's rack permanently, but I have an idea for how I want to decorate this area, and I really kind of want to do it in a sort of bee theme. Lots of yellow and black and white, and that way it'll work for not just spring but summer. So I do have this wrought iron piece that is just kind of a patio table. Down there I have some things laying down because we just had some winds, including my welcome sign. What I'm thinking of doing is taking my metal, I don't know what you'd call it, table, and attaching this trellis that we're not using right now to the back of it, and creating my very own baker's rack so that it's temporary. I can decorate a little area by the front door, and then if I'm over it and ready for something else in the fall, I can just take it apart. So now for some good cleaning, getting my cushions out after the rain, and getting ready to decorate for spring and summer. But first, let's do a little DIY for the porch and make a bee skep. I've been wanting one for a long time and decided to make one using a pot, a bowl, and some rope from the Dollar Tree. So the reason for the bowl is that I didn't like how flat the top of the pot was, and I figured if I used a little hot glue and just popped this right on top, it'd give it a more realistic shape. Now I'm gonna start by gluing on a little handle out of a loop of rope. And I will tell you that this all happened right as quarantine went into place. So I just had to use what I had. Luckily I had enough of hot glue because it does take quite a bit. So while the glue was still hot, I went ahead and added the edge of the rope into the glue from the handle. Then you can add a little glue at a time and wind your rope around the top of your bee skep. Now this little project was more time consuming than I anticipated, but very relaxing. Now you probably noticed I did spray paint a little portion on the front of my pot. That was on purpose for the opening of our skep. It also gave me direction as to where to stop my rope for the opening. I know I've seen a ton of YouTube videos and DIYs on how to make your own bee skep. This is just something that I decided to do to go along with my bee themed front porch. So I decided I did want a faux opening, but you don't have to stop your rope if you don't want to. There's a lot of DIYs out there where you can just continue your rope and then either paint on a black opening or cut a piece of black felt out and have a faux opening. For me, I thought this would be a lot of fun to go ahead and cut my rope a little bit at a time to create the opening or the front hole on the skep. So as you can tell, I am basically just cutting my rope as I go, making it a little bit wider each time as I go around my pot, using my hot glue to secure my nautical rope to my pot. Having the black portion already painted and dried was a huge help. Once you get to this part of your pot where you're going to want to start making the bottom half of your circle, you're going to do the reverse and start making your rope slightly longer to where it will almost meet each other again at the bottom. Now, I didn't have any trouble sort of visualizing where I needed to start and stop my rope to create the opening. You could always cut out a piece of paper as a template, maybe a circle, and just put it on the front of your pot with a little bit of tape to sort of guide you as to where to stop and start. As you can tell, it's not going to look wonderful right off the bat. I did just finish using my very last bit of nautical rope. So now I'm going to pull out some twine because I can't go to the store and get more rope for the opening. And if you had more nautical rope, you would use that for this portion as well. I'm just going to go ahead and clean up those raw edges by gluing your jute in circles around and around and around again until the opening of your Skep looks finished. And that's all there is to making your very own Dollar Tree DIY Skep. I'm sure glad I had enough rope. So fast forward by a couple of months, things got interesting, complicated, and a lot changed. And we had a lot of weather that I really couldn't work on the porch during. We had some rain, and that went into some pretty harsh heat. So now I am ready. I'm back at it. I want to turn the camera around and show you guys how I have created my own DIY hutch. So as you can tell, I pretty much have left the entire porch alone, and I've just kind of sheltered a few of my cushions. It needs a good cleaning, but I did manage to get a little sort of like a faux baker's rack or gardening bench put together using my trellis and this little wrought iron outdoor table. So I'm going to get close so you can see. All I really did was use zip ties. So I used a couple on each sort of base on the trellis, and then I did the same along the bottom. And then I thought, oh, this worked out really nice. Now I can put kind of a lightweight wreath over here. But what I'm thinking is I would like this to be solid. And so I took a piece of wood that we had from an old shelf, and it was already painted. It was navy blue. So I painted it black, and I'm just gonna put it there. And I think it really gives the illusion of a hutch or an outdoor potting shelf, because it's definitely not a hutch. There's no cupboards or doors. But I have an idea for down here. So I'm gonna get busy, start working on the front porch slash patio, and then I'll get into doing a few things with you guys, show you what I've been up to, and get this porch finished.
Secondhand, I felt a bit forgotten. Not your plan, but now the days of silence outgrow the fun things we have done. But tell me, do you wanna carry on? Plants don't grow without water, and they cave when it's cold. We could go till we're older. Put your head on my shoulder, and let's enjoy the ride. When we started, our wishes aligned. We were like yin and yang combined. Now the tables have turned. Can we live and unlearn? You tell me. Plants don't grow without water, and they cave when it's cold. We could go till we're older. Put your head on my shoulder, and let's enjoy the ride.
I did answer a question about whether I have been purchasing home decor during quarantine, and this is the one online purchase I had made, and it's these bees that I found on Amazon. They come in a set of 4. I think they're super cute. I'm pretty happy with their size. I really thought it was a set of 3, so being that it's a set of 4, it's even better. I love the big one. It's a good size. And I want to show you, they do have hangers, so you could make these into like wall decor if you wanted. So you get one, I'm going to call this extra large, and then you get what I would consider a medium, and the little ones also have the hooks on the back, and then you get 2 of the smaller ones. So if I can remember, I'll have that linked down below in case you're interested, because I think they're super cute. And after all the bumps in the road, the front porch is finally finished, and I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. So let me take you through and show you what I've done, sort of area by area. Over here, I did use my 2 planters from Ross, this one in the black that I stuck right into the larger one covered in rope. Just love this look. I wanted this to be a standalone piece, and I think it is. I have filled it with succulents, and as always, they're doing wonderfully. I added a little garden stake from the Dollar Tree of a bee and this really pretty garden flag that I picked up pre-quarantine, and I actually hauled this in my haul for the porch. It is from Walmart, and I'm so happy with it. Over in our little seating area, it's so nice to have drier weather, so I was able to pull out our cushions and my new bee pillow from Walmart that I love. On the table, I added a gingham black and white dish towel along with my new largest bee from my new little set of bee decor. Back behind our seating, you'll see that I do have a potting shelf. That's something that I put together in my fall porch redecorate. And then above that, we just added a layer of bamboo and a few hanging pieces for privacy. Would you believe that the first life of the shelf that you're seeing was actually a kitchen table rescued by our neighbors out of someone's trash. So we were newly married, we needed a new table. They gifted it to us and we used it for a long time. Then it eventually became a large coffee table. We used it both indoors and outdoors before my husband turned it into benches for me. And now, being stacked, it is the perfect outdoor shelf to put some of my plants and my outdoor decor. I have had this little banner up since fall when I found it in the Target dollar spot, and it has worked out perfectly for fall, Christmas, and now into summer. I just try and put some planters and pots down here that I'm not using. Now, the yellow flowers are obviously faux and from Michael's in the Dollar Tree. I would have loved to have fresh flowers here for you guys, but I figured the next best thing was just to add a little pop of yellow with some faux flowers, and I'm in love with my little yellow bike from Walmart. I'm really loving all things yellow and black right now, so I'm probably going to be doing another video like this to share a few DIY ideas for you guys. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in down below. Now let me take you over to our front door where I've done more of the bee theme. So over on my faux baker's rack, my DIY outdoor bench or hutch, I added a very lightweight wreath. I spent the day on Saturday putting it together, just messing around with some yellow burlap that I got on a large roll of 25 yards from Amazon. That was all part of my haul, I think back in January. I also had picked up, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home, that little sign from Amazon, and I think it goes perfectly inside of my wreath. And you may also recognize this runner. It was also a part of that haul that I did back in January from Amazon. And our finished Skep, I think it is completely adorable. I am so glad I had the time to do that. Over here, I just added a little dollar spot sign, a little plant from the 99-cent store, and I DIY'd this. It's one of the jars from the Dollar Tree. So I melt wax in my house all the time, and my wax looked just like honey, so I decided to coat the inside of my jar with the leftover wax and add one of these solar stakes to the top. Then I just clipped on a little chalkboard and added a little ribbon. I love the little bit of glow it brings to this corner in the evening. Down below, I did use my yellow rain boots that I picked up from Michael's, some more faux flowers, and an old crate that I've had for many years, just stacked full of little odds and ends and treasures. On my front step, I added the reversible honeycomb pattern doormat that I found on Amazon. I think it's the perfect finishing touch to my summer porch, along with my little metal envelope that I thrifted long ago and filled with some faux flowers. I hope you all enjoyed seeing my porch makeover months in the making.
My, oh my. As time stood still, I got the urge to steal a kiss, and so I did. Now I'm embarrassed, but just a little bit.